Vicky here with you, and I really wanted to make a video for you guys, even though I worked all weekend. So we're Sunday, and I worked yesterday about 12 hours, and today another 4. So I'm quite tired. But I wanted to make a video for you guys, and I wanted to share with you one of the things that has been bringing me joy is making these flowers. I've put a bunch in my Etsy store. I still have a bunch of other ones that I could list, but I haven't. So basically what happens is I've cut out a bunch of different scraps and book papers, and while my files were loading I would just sew on buttons, and it's very therapeutic. So at least, you know, I didn't feel like I could do a little bit of something that would bring me joy while doing all that work. But I wanted, and because I've got them in my Etsy store, I wanted to share with you something that you can do with them. So I'm making a set of cards, and I made some cards out of some cardstock. So this is, these cards are going to be 4 by 6. I've pulled out a bunch of different envelopes. Well, they're the same type of envelopes. I purchased this at a thrift store, so they're going to fit perfectly in here. Because I'm going to be selling this set of cards in my Etsy store, so you might want to check that out. One of the things that I did prior to this is I used two pieces of scrapbooking paper that I didn't really like and that I wasn't using, and then I used a bunch of the different papers that I had in my stash. I put a bit of glue on them, and then I stitched on them, and then I did a technique of gesso on top, and I just did it so it's still fairly wet. It's okay, but there was a little bubble. So I've got 2 pieces of this, which is a great way of using your scraps. And I thought I could use these underneath the flowers to make the cards. And that would make an interesting background that's unique. Of course, you know me, I need to do, if I'm going to do cards, I need to do some layering. So that's what I'm going to start with, is I'm going to do some layering. So we're going to cut this down. I might as well do the 2 cuts at the same time. So this way I've got 2 cards, because I've got 2 flowers that are in this type of color, which I think would be pretty on top of this. I'm just searching for my little guillotine. So I'm not putting a timer. I'm just going to make my 5 cards. The extra flower that's going to be left, because these are sets of 2s, I'm going to include in the package of the cards. It's going to be part of the set that I sell on Etsy. So whoever purchases this set of card will also have a little flower that they can use. Now, my paper for this, I'm going to want to cut it. I'm going to cut the whole strip like that. So I'm going to take my big guillotine, and I've pulled out some words also from Tim Holtz. This is a set of metallic stickers. If you're interested in looking for these, they're in, I've listed them in my list of favorites on Amazon. And of course, when you do purchase from that link, anything basically that you purchase on that list on Amazon following my link, it gives me a little bit of money back. So it's a great way of supporting my channel if this is something that you're interested in, and it doesn't cost you anything more. So just wanted to put it out there, because sometimes people wonder how they can support my channel without you know, spending money, and that's one way of doing it. So these little pieces I'm going to keep aside, and I will use them in other stuff that I make. And I think I'm going to leave the little strand. I kind of like that. Kind of find it fun. Why does it look crooked? Probably because it is. Obviously, because the papers is all over the place, it's like it's not fixed on one way or another. So okay, so this, and I'm wondering if I should put something like this, or just put the flower right in the middle. It's kind of pretty just like that. This one will need something because it's it would have washed away with this, but that one is going to be perfect. So we're just gonna glue this thing down on my paper here, and I'm going to glue that on top of this and just make sure that I put it the right way, because this happened before in the last video actually that I screw it up. And then, so these little flowers all come, I stick them with a little piece of this type of mounting tape, and on top of a little plastic piece, so you can just peel it off and stick it on your whatever you want. You could be using these for scrapbooking. You could be using them for all kinds of different options. I think I'm going to go with black, just because I think it's going to pop more. And I think I'm going to put the hello friend, just like that. And voila, you've got a card that's really interesting because it's got all kinds of different textures and stuff, and it's, once you've done it, you know, it takes a little bit of time to do the paper and obviously the flowers, but once you've got it done, then you've got something that you can play with and just have fun. So now, like I said, this one here, I find that it's a bit too washed out, and this is going to be, I don't like that one, don't like that color with this. So let's try to find something that I'm going to be happy with. I found a bin of different miscellaneous cardstock that I had. I had a bunch of, do I just put something like this? I had a bunch of plain cardstock that had just regular colored, and I want to use the same color, but then somehow, well, maybe this one, if I cut it down, maybe here. Let's try that and see. So I pulled it out, and now I can use all these different scraps that I had and I wasn't using. I could put the card this way. Doesn't have to be, especially since the text is that way. Or do we use the smaller one? I think I'm going to put the smaller one, and I'm going to offset it, and then I'm going to put the word there. So this way I can still see some of that wonderful paper that I made, which I think it's kind of a shame to cover completely. And of course I'm putting this on the side that there's a little pencil mark, so let's twist it. Put this here, and of course I did the same thing here. Okay, so my eraser. And this obviously I'm going to keep so that I can use it to make some more if I want to. Okay, and then I can put beautiful day. That works well. I'm now going to put it in the center. And voila. I like these. I'm having fun. Which is kind of nice. Okay, so for this set, I think I might want to use one of them with this paper because it's so pretty. And I think it's going to fit perfectly with that flower. So and then cut this down, and obviously I should be left with a full sheet of this, which is kind of cool because this way I can use it on other projects. Might make more cards with them. Here. It was fun to use my sewing machine to do this. Okay, so it's gonna go like that. You know, there's times where you've got so many scraps and like no way to kind of unify them, so I thought this was going to be a great way of doing so. And I'm all about using those scraps as much as possible. Okay, so this one, I'm wondering if I'm going to put that flower. And we put something like that, or do I put the flower at the top? I think I'm going to put the flower at the top, and I don't want to have more scraps, so I'm just going to use this tiny bit to put the sentiment on. And this way what's fun too is my cards are not all the same. I want the designs to be exactly the same with all of them. And trying to find one that's big enough to fit in here. How about this one? Collect beautiful moments. I'm wondering if I want to put some bling or something on top here. Cut it and see. And the worst that's going to happen is I'm not going to like it and I'm not going to put it on. Where would be out here? I think it needs it. Not everybody might agree with me, but I think it's nicer with it. Yeah, I think I prefer it with it. Okay, so here we go. And then for the next one, I think I'm going to use this paper here, because it seems like a nice color to go with my flower. So I'm going to cut it like that. And then I'm gonna cut this one. Here's my pen, my pencil. And cut this one over here. Put it this way because the text is that way. And I think I won't put anything else with the text on this one. So I thought I said that I was gonna do 5. 1. Whoops! Oh, there it is. Duh! You guys must have been going, you didn't glue it on a card? Oh boy. I told you I'm tired. It's getting to be a bit too much, all that work. I really need a break. I'm looking forward to having finished this mad rush. I think I'm going to use this big phrase: the journey is the destination. It's like I'm supposed to have 5 cards. How come I'm seeing 2 cards there? Oh boy. And here we go. And let's glue this one down. I'm not impressed with myself. Oh boy. Make sure that I glue it the right way. Okay, so here we go. And the last card. So for this one, I think I might use this flower. And what do I have in terms of paper? I don't have a lot that's really long, so I think it's gonna be this one. It's gonna be very pale. I'm thinking that I might want to layer it more since it's gonna be pale. So I'm gonna do this. And then I think I want to do that. And on the flower there's both colors, so even though like it's gonna go well, I think, with this. And then I think I'm going to use this side, which is, and I'm going to cut it that way. This way it's shorter and I don't waste. So I've got all of this plus a full other sheet to have some fun with. I think I'm going to be using this for my Patreon first video. For the month of November, I had a request to make some cards using chipboard, but the wood one. So I think I'm gonna do that with it. Okay, so here we go. And then put that on top, like so. And then put this flower. I like having multi-layers like this. I think it gives it more interest even than, and I'll put create art because that's what it's about. And I'm gonna put this here in the middle, and like I said, it will be included in the set of cards that are going to be listed in my Etsy store. If you're interested, like I said, go and check out the flowers. I hope it inspires you. I hope it gives you ideas of what to do with your scraps in all kinds of different different ways. And that is it for now. Bye, everyone.